Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. This is the Enterprise well, I guess we can say build now. She's out of the pre-build phase. We're actually full-blown design phase now. So a lot of the secondary hull has made a lot of progress. It's not anywhere being ready to be called done yet. As you can see, there are some decks that still have, just bare minimum stuff in them, and some decks that have a lot more stuff in them. Originally, the ship was designed to separate, and when M. Heller and I decided not to incorporate the separation part of the ship, the space that was to be used for that had to be moved about, and we used it for a larger cargo parking area and a larger hangar. And since this is the cargo parking deck, it actually has 5 blocks high, but a significant portion of this deck, apart from being one of the main engineering levels, it's a main engineering level. So I'm trying to use the space as wisely as possible by running conduit through the extra spot here. This area here will most likely be an extension of the cargo bay itself. This area here will most likely be part of the machinery for the cargo bay. For the shuttle bay as well as the systems above it. The shuttle bay itself, as you can see, is pretty large. I see somebody's been putting windows in, or maybe I put those in, I don't know yet. Yeah, some of the drawings have windows in places that, I don't think we can put windows there. But we'll see what we can do. This is just a big hatch. It allows access to the bottom of the ship down through here. Originally it went up to here, but I was looking at other drawings and concept art, and I realized that that's just a vent for depressurizing. So that's basically a vent for depressurizing the cargo bay, or the shuttle parking bay, and the main shuttle bay if need be. So this is one of the cargo bay areas. Big door here feeds into here. There's a lift here that also leads to another door down below, as well as this upper bay down here, or lower bay. Anyways, here's another little cargo bay right here. And what I'm thinking about doing, I may not do it yet. I don't know yet. I really don't know. I could easily incorporate this area here into another 2-story cargo bay, but I don't know how that would affect this, because the only way to access it would be off of this deck, unless I did some stairs or something. I don't know. Either way, I think and just keep this one a 4-tall cargo, and maybe make this one, if it does not utilize as a cargo bay or a machinery bay, just turn it into another cargo bay. So basically it would be cargo, or hangar parking, cargo, 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 and more cargo. So, and I was going to originally move this onto this side, but to give us a larger cargo bay all the way up to the end of the turbo lift here. But am wanted these things in, and these are called main EPS power taps, 3 decks tall. Anyways, these are main EPS power taps. The warp thingy-majiggy goes along here. Don't mind this yellow, it's just here as a placeholder. Underneath of it will be glowstone, just like it is here, to kind of light the area up. And I assume, and I'm not sure, but I think this is the area, we could easily say this is the area that Riker and Ron Perlman's Riemann character had their little fight, and he got kicked off and fell to his death. Anywho, that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's what I'm calling it. Also, M was on, and we repositioned the warp core, so the warp core is now correctly positioned. I've been kind of working on the engineering area. I don't really have good reference to work from, but I went ahead and set it up so it's 3 decks tall: deck 1, deck 2, and deck 3. I try to keep it uniform shaped. I've been watching Insurrection and First Contact, and I just to see how it looks, and there are a lot of differences between the two movies. So this is the main Jeffries tube truncation line, or routing line for stuff. There's also a little additional one that's set up here, but I don't know what we're going to use this for yet. It could just end up being a lift of some kind from up here to wherever, you know, down through here, down to these areas like here, here, and even into this little area here. Kind of like a little auxiliary lift to move supplies and stuff around the ship. I don't know yet. It would not go all the way down here, although we could easily if we wanted to. But I don't think we're going to. I don't think we're going to do that. I think that it'll probably stop right there if it is a lift, because we can easily put lift machinery right underneath of it here because it's so tall through here. Anyways, what I've been doing is I've been going through and just making sure that the portions above the corridors have their proper spacing for the roof, and outlining everything else. As you can see, it looks kind of cool. I will give it that. It does look really good, and I really like how I did this with the black around that, because it does really give conduit line look to everything. This actually is main power down to a system that's down below. I'll show that in a second. I did a lot more of the Jeffries tube layout through here, trying to make sure everything is, you know, what it is. Also, I routed the conduit around. This is just so it can do whatever, but I rounded it around here so that it also feeds into the main bay here, so this bay has power. And of course, from here we can go down to all the systems down through here. Also routed along the top portion of this Jeffries tube, so we can also be routed down along the Jeffries tubes to the phaser strips, couplers, and all that other stuff. If I was just like, here, design a ship hull, and or design a ship, this portion here, all this stuff here, I don't know how I would do it, but I would probably have a deck that is just dedicated to making sure things go where they're supposed to go. Unfortunately, we're dealing with starships, and starships don't work that way. So everything's got to be routed and done so cleverly. And thankfully, you know, we've gotten pretty good at hiding this stuff. And in some areas, like along the Jeffries tubes and along these turbolifts, we can do that pretty easily. In some cases, you know, it has to cross over the top of something, and you see it. But up here, where it's really nice, is you can just literally hide it between two decks. And this space right here, we utilized it for this deck, but would have normally been used for the separation plane. Since we weren't separated using the separation plane, we had to use that space somewhere, and we chose to use it down here in shuttle parking. Had I done a little bit more thought and stuff like that and didn't realize at the time the shuttle parking was also the same deck as this, I'd planned on making this a big cargo deck, but we can't do that because we have our warp nacelles bisecting the hangar bay and cargo areas. See, it is what it is. This will be a nice little area, whatever we end up. We could even put shield generators here, aft shield generators, or whatever else, because it's got plenty of room, so we can definitely use it. As far as up here goes, a lot of this stuff I still haven't done yet. I think I'm the only one on the server, so I'll go ahead and just... Nope, somebody else is on the server. I was up here earlier and realized that I forgot to put the hatch in. Again, hull details, what can I tell you? I forgot to put it in there, but thankfully I was able to put it in. I haven't set it up yet, but all I did was I moved the corridor that was running along this wall back to along this Jeffries tube, and then back to here. And I figure, if anything, since this is like a main area, make this a big, nice, you know, party room, hangout, whatever. Since there are a lot of other rooms along here that can be used for other stuff. Also, made sure that all these are connected to corridors and stuff. Now, one of the problems we were running into is, as we know in First Contact, Picard gets jumped by Lily, and you know he has to, you know, talk her away from blowing his head off with his own phaser. So what I'm thinking is, okay, Picard enters. We'll go down to main engineering deck here, and we'll see if we can figure it out. Picard's fighting for his life. The crewman's trying to escape, but he gets captured. And I never really understood that, where everybody's trying to go into the walls, like multiple places. You can't have Jeffries tubes everywhere unless between every wall there's a crawl space. Don't think that's going to be a case. In which case, all they'd have to do is step in one and close it off, and even if you entered the hall, 40 feet down, you only have one way to go, they're going to get you. Like a little rabbit hole, it just only goes in one way. But I figure, Picard and them are right around here, and the guy goes, "Hey, Captain," because he's like right there. Picard phasers him and then jumps in the turbo lift, and you don't see him, but he comes up and he stops here. Oops. Comes up and he stops here, and he's like, "Which way should I go?" And that's when Lily jumps him. So, or he comes over here and stops and like, "Which way should I go?" "You better make up a decision, soldier boy." And so they end up going over this way. And I talked with Ipanic for quite a while about where to put this, and I just figured, screw it, I'm gonna put it right here. Yep. And how did she get here? God only knows. But because I put sickbay way up here. Actually, it's on the deck above us. But I figured she got to it through another route. But Picard stands to reason that Picard would take the same route that Beverly took, bar none that some of the areas may have been closed off, because a path to the bridge or a path to the upper decks, there's only so many ways to go, and everybody will take the path of least resistance. Ergo, everybody takes the same path. Anyways, I copied over the medical labs from Voyager, kind of got rid of the walls, expanded it a little bit, to make it a little bit bigger in some areas. This was going to be a doorway, but I ended up putting a Jeffries tube here so that I could have access to this forward part of the ship. Otherwise, you'd have to go all the way to the back section and like that. So, and I always planned on putting a Jeffries tube turbo lift here. Jeffries tube is there, of course. So, entrance to a Jeffries tube can be done here, or you come through. This is really nicely done, Mad, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that or not. The med lab that was done up for Voyager was really nicely done by MadSqurriel, and I'm not sure who all helped him, but really nicely done. Anyways, they enter the Jeffries tube here, and then Lily takes off this way, and everybody else goes this way. And I haven't routed it yet to figure out how or where they go, but that's part of the design process. Don't mind this. This is me making sure that the corridor along the wall is done up correctly. Anyways, so I figure Lily walks along here and kind of sneaks out and then gets back into here again and runs down through here. She's scared. She's running scared, running scared, blah blah blah. She's on an alien ship, doesn't know where she's going, comes down here, and this is where she jumps Picard. Just saying. I think that's probably the best way to figure out how she did it. Now, this would have been one solid, but I definitely needed to have these through here. Otherwise, whoops. Make sure my tools are selected here. Beep beep. It just needs to be bisected right there for the turbo lift. Now I could easily close that off and then use these as rooms. I don't know. I don't know. Also, I got to find another spot for another one of these gangways. I originally had one back here, but I did not like the placement of it, and I decided to go ahead and replace it. Now, it was suggested I use this as a gangway. Yeah, I could, but it would be a real pain to get to because of the warp core, and then this right here being right here. So no, I still haven't decided what this is going to be. But yeah, I got to find a spot for a gangway back here that actually that works. Goes all the way down, as far down as it can go, and doesn't interfere with everything else. And I don't know. I really don't like the way this looks. Part of me really wants to just take this and extend this all the way forward to here, and then move this stuff, accommodate all this stuff so that it's one big cargo bay area here. And I think that's probably going to be my best bet to do that with, because I really don't like all this stuff here. And again, this here can be here as well, because all I'll do, instead of having a little door, I'll have a big little section here for it, so basically when this opens up, you can step right up into it, and then this section here can be purposed for something else. I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll go ahead, I'll take this section of the ship out, and then I'll remock up this, because I don't like this three-tiered system here. It drives me nuts. I just don't like the way it looks. it just doesn't look like good design to me. Even though, you know, it's like you got that hatch that feeds to this one, it just doesn't fit. Sorry, it no fit. And if I do that, get rid of this deck, and then I run this one, then I can turn this area here into a big cargo bay. That is what I'm going to do. So next time you see this video, in fact, we could actually do that. I'm going to go ahead and just pull this area out right now and save it. Make sure I got my tools selected here. Actually, should come down here and do it from here. And then we'll just grab it from somewhere back here in the hangar bay, or the shuttle bay, just to be on the safe side. How about right here? That should encompass the whole area. That's a pretty big chunk. I gotta say, that's a pretty big chunk. Does it encompass everything? Please tell me it does. It appears to have, yeah, it does. Encompasses everything. Okay. Arg. Ah, darn it, I fell off the ship. I don't want to do that. I hate falling off that. I mean, I wish when you turn on fly stay on until you tell it to turn off. Alright, we're going to copy. I don't know what the hell to call this. Old cargo area. Make sure I get my notice that it has saved it before I start ripping it out. And it has saved it. Okie dokie. So what we're going to do is, of course, this corridor is going to get moved. God, I hope I saved everything. Yeah, I did. Okay. That's white. This is magenta. Magenta is going to go all the way over here. And then 1, 2, 3. I just did a dance. A little shortcut into engineering from the backside. And get rid of all this stuff here. I realize there's a turbo lift there. I'll figure something out for it. Probably like a little island or something. I don't know yet. And then like so. Okay, and this will be double walled. Before we go too far, yeah, why not? Okay, and zip a little on over here and see what we got going on here. So all this stuff here can be removed. Let's go ahead and do it this way here. There we go. Go ahead and get rid of this. Still haven't seen Mad on, so I can't really show you the work that he's done on the deflector or on the Arboretum area yet. Best wait for that so that, you know, we don't step on any toes. Okay, so yeah, it will have to go straight over. Alrighty. What we'll do here is replace air wool. Whoops. Replace wool air. There we go. This lift section will still be a lift section, but how are we going to do that? just be a solid wall like this. This would be on the inside. Oops, no, that'd be on the outside. And it would be one up because this is a cargo area. Stop it! Okay, and minimize that. Alrighty. Get back here. Another weird Minecraft noise. Alrighty. And come here. We're going to go. I'll go ahead and leave this centerpiece in. It doesn't hurt anything, and kind of splits up the cargo bay a little bit. Gives us a little bit of an island area because they can access as they need to move stuff around like this. So, I'll make sure. Yeah, there's the corridor. Okay, so we definitely gotta make sure this is. There we go. And extend this down here as well. Alright, and then we'll just go ahead and just remove it. I realize I could have done this a lot faster in a lot of different ways, but yeah. Live and learn. Okay. Okay. Now we just need to turn this area into a floor. And before I do that, let's go ahead and extend this over right there, and then bring it back. I think right here is pretty good, and then have it come over again. And inside of that squirrel, we can actually just put a smaller door or a larger door, whatever we decide to do. Before I go too far, I want to go ahead and remove this wool. Okay, and then turn this into magenta, and turn this into magenta. All the way down and all the way around. Yeah. This, fortunately, is not going to be the way it was before. Oh well, you know, sacrifices we make for development. To me, it makes a lot better use of this space than before. Which means I have to actually do this. Oh, darn it. I had my thing all situated in here and everything else. Oh well. Green. It's no biggie. We'll get it figured out later. Okay. Still. That drags. Oh well. And since we don't need this, this will go up one more high and then come over. And I won't need two there because obviously this will feed from both sides. Come here. No. Stop it. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. Consistency's sake. Yeah. Probably have to do that on all of them. We won't need that. You know, since this is actually all part of the cargo bay, it doesn't matter if we see the actually see the lift thingies or not. So I don't know. I'll have to do some more think about that. Give me that. Yeah, since the reason I have this double walled is in case. Well, here it matters because it's part of the door, but I guess I'm stuck with it. Oh well, darn it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with it. Oh well. Oh well, you know, try to be special and get slapped down every time. Can't think outside the box. Don't think at all. Or wait, think outside the box. You shouldn't be thinking at all. Alright, this will all get reworked in here and stuff, but basically the reason it's double wall is you have your internal mechanism for the crane, and then you have a wall outside that hides that lift stuff. You know, that was the logic behind it. So, you know, right, wrong, or indifferent is what I come up with, and sometimes, you know, I get it right, sometimes I don't. I'm gonna leave this one here. Now, this one can feed to that one, and this one can feed to that one. So yeah, we should be good to go. Okay, now comes the fun part here. Actually, let's do it from this side. Come here, you. All right. Probably won't replace. Oh, it did. How about that? It did. Darn it. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't do it. You gotta do like something like that. All right, and let's grab this one, and it's gonna be a little bit longer episode than normal. I didn't plan on doing this online or while I was recording. Yeah, it did to me again. Dadgummit. Target. Okay, reset. Set wool. Yeah, MadSqurriel said he was going to be on and do stuff, but I haven't seen him, so kind of wondering if he's still going to come around. And since we're going to keep this island here, we can go ahead and what I'll do. I'm debating how to do that or not. You know, we really, as long as that upper one's there, that upper catwalk's there, we really don't need it down here. Because then it'll just be open down here, and this can just be turned into a catwalk. So, an open air catwalk. I'm going to go ahead and leave it double walled until we decide how we want to set this up. I'm going to leave that. I like this a lot better, by the way. I really like this a lot better. It has a lot more room now. It's not so confined feeling, and we gained all this extra space down here for this cargo bay. I think it's a win-win. I'll get rid of this stuff here, and then we'll have that door there. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this change. I think this is actually a pretty smart move on our part to redesign this area, or to reperp this area. And the only issue I see now is with this, but you know what? Heck with it. I say door no go, you know. Whoops. You know, so every door has a little lip to it. Well, what can I tell you? Yeah, I like this a lot better, guys. Gals. People. According to my demographic, most people that watch this channel are guys, so, guys. You know, there's a lot of people, really like playing Minecraft, or at least, not non-fantasy Minecraft, because fantasy Minecraft, where you got, you know, dungeon, where everybody runs around like medieval worlds, that actually has a high degree of following, and I mean, really, it's amazing how many people play that. I mean, like Skyrim versions of Minecraft and stuff, extremely popular with people. This stuff, not so popular. Oh well. You know, it's fun for us, but that's what, you know, ultimately, when you do things like this and you spend a lot of time doing it, you're doing it because you enjoy it. And it doesn't matter what other people do. You know, it's kind of like why people play games in general. It's like, I enjoy playing the game, and I don't care if other people don't. You know, it just is what it is. So, most likely, if we decide to keep this here the way it is, it'll get bumped up to here as well, so that it'll actually serve as an additional thing for the parking area. But I don't know. I still see the lift for the main hangar is back here. You can see it outlined right there. That's the actual main lift for the entire hangar, because the rest of this is parking. So this would be the lift, and it comes down here. So the lift gears and stuff have to be situated. I guess I better go ahead and mark that out before it gets turned into something like parking. We don't want it to be parking. We want it to be, you want to be able to access it and stuff. So, yeah, there we go. Get it right on? I did get it right on. How about that? The area underneath of this will be actual lift parts and stuff, but I got to make sure that if I don't get this situated right now, set up right now, it'll get tweaked into something I don't want it to be tweaked into. So I'll forget, or whoever comes along after me will forget that you got to have. Gosh darn it, you got to have your mechanism for down here. So. And also, with this ship and the way it's designed, I would assume, but I could be wrong, that this area here would probably jettison if they had to, so they could drop ships out the back here. I don't know. You never know. Anywho, go ahead and set this aside here. Alright, real quick here before I wrap up, just show you what's going on down here in this lower section. A lot of extra free space, so it's got to be used. We have names for systems and stuff, but a lot of it is going to be, you know, it's trial and error at this point, how we're going to set it up. I'll start down here in this area here. This is an aft torpedo bay. This is the tractor beam room. This right here will be additional torpedo storage. These are escape pods. I may actually move these up one deck and over one, depending on. I can't. Well, actually, I can't, because the next deck up is antimatter processing. Anyways, the aft torpedo launcher will go here. This is the way up and out of it. Then this will be a torpedo magazine. Will be this high, and then additional can be stored along here if it's not utilized for something else. And then this area here can also be set up to be a torpedo. An auxiliary torpedo storage with a machine here for whatever. This space here, and all this space through here, and up through this, and up into here, and then up into here is all antimatter systems. This might actually get moved around too. This corridor might get moved to the side here, and this little area here will be repurposed as antimatter. This is all antimatter pods back through here. But you need to have the antimatter processing, and then you need to have the injector couplers and all that stuff. So that is all going to be set in there. So this area may not be antimatter, but it might be down here, and then it'll come, the lines for it will drop down through here into this area here where the injector or manifold or coupler, whatever they call it, goes. That's really going to be up to M. Heller. I don't really know yet. I know the systems for it are not that large, but they can be. If he wants this size room down here, that's not a problem. I will just go forward with this and then cross it along here. So, and then as far as back here, I'll move this portion back against the wall here. The reason I have this here is set aside for like spare parts rooms and offices and stuff like that. A lot of these rooms are set up. These are all waste management and, you know, storage. We have matter, antimatter, antimatter, organic and inorganic storage, as well as waste storage. There's a lot of room here for additional storage. I mean, a lot of extra room. So, I mean, I just went ahead and said machines not described yet. This will probably be changed to organic, and this side would be, or this side will be inorganic. That side will be organic mass storage, like you see in the struts or the pylons of Voyager. Those big machines there, and these can be repurposed for other types of storage of stuff, batteries, whatever. Up here, this whole section here is set aside for warp core coolant systems. This whole big section here, all set aside for warp core cooling. Of course, this is a cargo bay, or redesigned cargo bay. I really like how those came out. That is a lot nicer. Again, this section here is set aside for main EPS power taps and stuff. They go all the way up. And this has not been purposed yet. Not really sure. I have to make sure that you know, I at least start the corridor process. And this is a gangway, and this is a lift here. So this could either, depending on what we decide to purpose this area as, will determine really how the plan will go. And down here, real quickly, torpedo storage is this whole area here for the forward torpedo launcher, which is right there, along with additional torpedo storage and or other subsystems can be placed in here. I could easily run this forward, and then this room here could be set aside as like a stabilizer or whatever, localized field generator. And then down here is, of course, phaser and all that stuff. And again, power will be routed from the main trunk lines up there to down here. So all this stuff will have power. And the deflectors. I just copied this over from Voyager because it's already set up, minus this upper part here. It's got to be moved over. Transwarp drive and slipstream drive systems, along with a deflector, which is very close to the same one that's actually in the Sovereign. And what I did is I just temp placed it here, where Mad's work on his thing here. I just went, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back, and then I think I want 1 extra back, or maybe 2 extra back, just to give it a little extra room. And even if this is too close to there, there's still 5 or 6 back here it can move back, or 1 or 2 it can move back, because this will all be catwalks. With the exception, this will probably go down and then feed into the system somehow. But apart from adding the sick bay, wherever the hell I added that at, I think down here, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Again, this is the Minetrek.net game server, and if you would hit that like button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. And y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.